Okay, so this is, I guess, the second video since I've come back. The first video was just a rambling overview of what's been going on. But in this video, I want to show off what I think is something really cool. Right here, what I've got right here is a FDM printed Station Forge Vanguard figure, I believe. As you can see, it's FDM printed. It's all FDM printed. And you might be wondering, okay, you're saying it's FDM printed, but we see the same type of supports we see on resin figures, which, yeah, that's what you're seeing here. Let me zoom into camera. What I found out while doing this little experiment, which I'm planning to do a series of videos on, is that resin figures, well, character figures in general, they need a lot more support. And what I found is the best support for these isn't Kira's regular support system that zigzags or the tree support system. What I found that works the best is resin supports these little branches because they have more points that they hold on to. So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Station Forge Vanguards, which I plan to use as my OnePageRules Grimdark future Battle Brother Destroyers, I believe they're called. Or when I play Warhammer 40k, I'm going to be using them as Terminators. Let's start looking at some parts. First, I'm going to be removing the supports from this. I can easily do that by pushing on them and pulling them back, because they are just little pinpoints that are sticking in there, as we can see here. And then just popping them off like that. I'll put that to the side. One downside that we can see here is the feet. The feet and any underside parts are lacking in detail, whereas the top parts, the top body, has a nice amount of detailing. So right here we've got 5 of them. I primarily printed the regular Vanguards, the ranged Vanguards, which I believe in Warhammer 4K they're just regular Terminators, and then you've got your Assault Terminators, which are your melee ones, which if I want to add some melee ones, I'll probably resin print those, because as we can see here with this part, the little sword, FDM printing isn't the best for these thin parts that have really thin, overall geometry. It gets cut off a bit. And the melee units have a lot of the claws. So I would want to print those in resins to maintain the claws. So before I go on, I'm going to start building them. Before I get into building, I just want to show this off. So one of the experiments I did was printing a few heads. And this was my first experiment, was printing some heads. And they are tiny. The heads are small. And the heads came out pretty well in my opinion. Mostly helmets. But I believe, is this one the regular heads? Yeah, this is one of the regular human heads. And I think this came out really well, as we can see here. So yeah, let's get into building. And while I'm building, I would like to thank everyone who continues supporting the channel. Everyone who stayed subscribed and following my content while I was, offline doing other stuff. I would like to thank everyone who, continues supporting what I hope, what I want to be able to do. The fun little crafts and the hobbies. Thank you everyone for continuing to support me. And hopefully I can continue to bring you all some really good content. So one thing I'm noticing while building these is, because the feet aren't really flush with the base, trying to get them glued together is becoming a problem. Because these bases are resin, and resin is smooth, whereas FDM printed stuff is rigid. So I'm having to apply more glue than I feel like I should need to. just to get these parts connected, which means I have to be extra delicate with them. So pretty much every figure is going to be getting a bolter, or the twin bolter, or whatever it's called, and a power fist. But one of the units is going to be getting a sword and a power fist and a bolter to represent the, what's it called, the commander, the captain, the Terminator captain. And then one of them is going to be getting a special attachment of a minigun and a power fist. And what we can see with some of these parts, because I had originally printed them with some leftover filament that I had from a Overture spool, is some of them aren't really the best print quality, which goes to show that the more dehydrated your filament is, the better. But these parts have a lot of layer lines. Always be careful of glue dripping down, especially when you're working with super glue, because sometimes it can be a bit exothermic. It'll heat up a bit when it's, curing, and you don't want to get chemical burns. Okay, so we've got all the bodies glued up. Now to get onto the heads and the shoulder plates. In theory, all the heads and shoulder plates are the same. I printed this about a week ago, I believe, and there we go. This is what the finished unit looks like, or one of them looks like. I'm going to be finishing the rest off camera, because I don't have a power cord plugged into this camera currently, and the battery's getting a little bit low. It's an old camcorder. But yeah, thank you all for watching. This is the first video I've done in a while. The first actual video where I build something on camera. I'm planning to paint these on stream once I start streaming again. I'm planning to paint these the regular, Dark Angel sandy color. That's what I'm planning to paint my Terminators. And probably by the time I paint these on stream, I might have some close range melee Terminators built up too. So I can have a full range of Terminators. I'm not sure when I'll start streaming again. I just started a new job and I want to try to stream once a week and see where I go from there. So thank you all for watching. You all are awesome. Everyone who's supported me for this long, you guys are awesome. And have a good day.